Hey guys, what's going on? APL here, APL Fisher on Xbox Live, and I've got something a little different for you today. We have some Half-Life 2, not continuation of the playthrough, but some Half-Life 2 Deathmatch. And this is a game that was really popular when Half-Life 2 first released. Valve really pushed this with a lot of marketing. They had tournaments and contests with a ton of money at stake, and it is a hell of a fun game. I haven't played it in years, but I was inspired. A couple people mentioned it. I don't know, in the comments of my Half-Life 2 playthrough to do some gameplay of this. And I was like, you know what? I really need to. This game was really fun. I remember playing it quite a bit when it first came out. I mean, this game is awesome for the sole fact. I mean, it's awesome for a number of reasons, but for the sole fact that you use the gravity gun in a multiplayer setting and can pick up objects from the world and just straight up town on dudes. And like I just did there, I turned on that guy hard, picked up a crate, and hit him in the face with it. So my rules for this, when I jumped into the server, were to only use the gravity gun. That's all I'm using. You pick up tons of other weapons. Obviously, a lot of people are using shotguns and stuff like that. But I decided I was only going to use the gravity gun, and I ended up doing pretty well. It's not the full gameplay. I think the whole game was like 35 minutes, so this is just like an 8-minute segment of it. But I go on a nice streak in the middle here, and overall, I think you guys will enjoy it. But I wanted to use this as a backdrop for talking a little bit about the community and my thoughts and my approach to YouTube today. I think it's been... I don't know if I've ever really addressed it. I know I haven't addressed it since this whole giveaway drama and with Hutch closing his Twitter and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to focus necessarily on anything specifically, but I was inspired by John or S&Ds, who posted a really solid video today or last night just about his thoughts on the whole thing. It was like a really good 4-minute video of him raping in Quake Live. But he talked about, you know, just the community and his thoughts, and it was really good. I'm going to link the video in the description. You need to go watch it. And it's a perfect example of why I love John. He's in this for the right reasons, and he just... Anyway, I love that guy. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about my thoughts here. I've really gotten frustrated these past couple... maybe the past month and a half, past couple weeks with YouTube, in the sense of how negative it's gotten, and these kind of flame wars going back and forth between different people. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not innocent by any means. I like to state my opinion. I like to be sarcastic. I like to post on Twitter, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. I think a lot of people like me for that, and like a lot of other people who speak out against stuff that they think is wrong. And I like speaking out. I mean, if I feel really strongly about something, I am not going to be silent. I'm going to say something about it. But I've come to the realization lately that that is oftentimes misconstrued and taken as, you know, so if I come out against someone who is doing something I think is unethical or just straight up douchebaggish, if that's a word, and say something on Twitter, it's taken that as that I hate that person's guts and I want them to die. And that really is not the case. And I know that a lot of the reason that happens is because there's a lot of younger viewers on YouTube, and if they're a fan of someone who says something negative or just questions someone else, it's taken as, well, we've got to go back up our buddy. You know, he's right, and that's fine, and that's an awesome aspect to have people that agree with you and you know, will back you up. But they often take it too far, and I think that's kind of the issue. So I've decided for myself, and for I know a lot of other people and a lot of other directors and people that make YouTube videos, that to speak out publicly about stuff like this just doesn't make as much sense anymore. And kind of it all came to a head with Hutch closing his Twitter, and that's kind of a personal decision for him, and I can't really pass judgment on that. And I just think it's really sad that it's gotten to that point where, you know, he's not allowed to give his opinion pretty much, because if he does, it's blown up and taken totally out of either context, or it's blown out of proportion. But it is what it is, and this is an ever-evolving community, and I think we need to keep in mind that, you know, YouTube is still a pretty new medium, and social media and all that stuff is still developing. And for us to, you know, it's important to take stance for what we believe in, but it's also important that we're civil when we do it. And that's something that really doesn't happen when you can only limit things to 140 characters, or in YouTube comments, or liking videos and stuff like that. So for me, I'm really going to try to focus on the positive aspects. So that's my 2 cents, right? There are douchebags on YouTube. There's douchebags everywhere. John talks about this. I always say YouTube is kind of like high school. As far as the social aspect goes, you have your cliques, you have the jocks, you have the nerds, you have the goths, You have, you just have all those personalities coming together, and when that happens, there's going to be conflicts, and there's going to be people that you don't like. There's no law that says you have to wake up every morning liking everyone. And I do believe. Let me clarify. I believe there's general douchebags in this community. There are, but that doesn't mean that that's all we should focus on. And I think that is what I'm kind of getting at here. If it's not, I know it's not as eloquent as I would like it to be, but there are douchebags in this community, and that's a fact. But for us to give them all this attention and continue to focus on it when they do something that we deem wrong, we just got to let it be water under the bridge. I believe in the aspect of you get back what you put out. I try to treat people like I would want to be treated, and when people don't do that, they'll get what's coming to them. They'll be held accountable. So I'm not going to worry about that as much anymore. I'm really trying to focus on the positive aspects, and I got to give credit to Bash, my boy Bash LOL. I'm sure you guys know Bash. Really awesome guy and great YouTuber. And we always talking on Skype, and he really comes back to this idea that if the community is going to change for the positive, the people that have influence in the community need to start focusing on the positive aspects of this whole medium and not the negative aspects. So I totally agree. And I think that, just to name a few of the positive aspects of this, I'm able to record gameplay, put commentary over it, do whatever with it, and then post it on YouTube and get an immediate response from a ton of like-minded people. I mean, that we should get over just the the absolute awesomeness of that. I mean, that's unparalleled. Like, imagine 12 years ago if someone told you that, be like, oh yeah, there's going to be a website in the future where you can just record whatever you're doing and then talk about it, and thousands of people will watch it. I mean, or millions in some people's cases. I mean, it blows your mind. So that aspect is just awesome. And then the aspect of being able to meet all these awesome people. There are so many good people doing YouTube, and I think that is often lost in translation when we get these other people who, the small number of people who aren't doing it for the right reason. And so, I mean, I've met some of my best friends. Honestly, I can say this. I have met some of my best friends on YouTube who I would do anything for, and John addressed this as well. And I wouldn't trade that for anything. And I think that focusing on the things that are right in this community are really how I'm going to approach it going forward. So just wanted to give my 2 cents on it. I know it's starting to get to be 8 minutes. I don't want to make this too long, but I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are in the comments on this. I'd like to think I have a pretty intelligent subscriber base. You guys are for the most part, always really level-headed when talking about stuff like this. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on it and what you think of my approach. And definitely go check out John's video. I think you guys will really enjoy it. And me and John both have very, very similar feelings on the whole YouTube thing. So thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you later. See ya.